Brunei, officially known as Brunei Darussalam, is a small but prosperous country located on the island of Borneo in Southeast Asia. It is bordered by Malaysia to the west, and the South China Sea to the north. Despite its modest size, Brunei is one of the wealthiest nations in the world due to its vast reserves of oil and natural gas. Geography and location. Brunei is a tiny nation, covering an area of approximately 5,765 square kilometers, 2,226 square miles, making it one of the smallest countries in Asia. It is divided into two separate regions. The larger section is in the east, while a small enclave lies in the west. The country is primarily lowland, with hills and mountains in the interior. The landscape is predominantly tropical rainforests, which contribute to Brunei's biodiversity. It has a coastline that stretches for around 160 kilometers along the South China Sea. Brunei's strategic location on the island of Borneo gives it a favorable position in the region for trade, particularly in oil and gas exports, but the country's small size means that much of the area is uninhabited, with the majority of the population living near the capital, Bandar Seri Begawan. History. Brunei's history dates back centuries. It was once a powerful Malay sultanate that controlled much of Borneo and parts of the Philippines in the 15th and 16th centuries. Its influence waned in the 19th century as European powers began colonizing Southeast Asia. The British Protectorate was established in 1888, and Brunei was administered by the British until it gained independence on January 1, 1984. This historic transition marks the present-day sovereignty of the country under the leadership of the Sultan. The Sultan of Brunei holds both political and religious authority in the country, making Brunei a unique form of absolute monarchy. The country has avoided the major conflicts and turbulence that have affected its neighbors, which is partly due to its policy of neutrality and its wealth from natural resources. Government and politics. Brunei is an absolute monarchy, and its system of government is highly centralized. The country is ruled by Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, who ascended to the throne in 1967. The Sultan holds immense power, functioning as the head of state, head of government, and the leader of Islam in the country. Brunei does not have a political party system, and the Sultan's decisions are generally final. The country's legal system is based on a combination of civil law and Islamic law, Sharia, with a focus on the latter in recent years. In 2014, Brunei introduced Sharia law, which further emphasized the Islamic nature of the state. The government is largely free of corruption and has achieved a level of stability that is rare in the region. Economy. Brunei's economy is one of the wealthiest in the world, largely due to its significant reserves of oil and natural gas. The country is one of the largest producers of oil and liquefied natural gas, LNG, in Southeast Asia. Petroleum exports constitute a significant portion of Brunei's GDP, and the country benefits from having a relatively small population, which means that the wealth generated by oil is distributed among fewer people. The government heavily controls the economy, with state-owned companies involved in the oil and gas sectors, as well as in other industries like construction and telecommunications. While Brunei's dependence on oil and gas has made it vulnerable to fluctuations in global energy prices, it has managed to accumulate significant wealth, which has been invested in sovereign wealth funds to provide long-term security. In recent years, Brunei has made efforts to diversify its economy, with a focus on tourism, finance, and agriculture. However, oil and gas remain the cornerstone of its economy. Despite its wealth, Brunei faces challenges related to its small domestic market and reliance on imports for many goods. Society and culture. Brunei is a Muslim-majority nation, and Islam plays an important role in the daily lives of its citizens. The country is predominantly Malay, with smaller communities of Chinese and indigenous groups. The official language is Malay, though English is widely spoken, especially in business and government circles. The country's culture is deeply influenced by Islam, with the Sultan promoting the importance of religious values in governance and society. Brunei's architecture, festivals, and public life are shaped by Islamic traditions, with the Sultan's palace, the Istana Nurul Iman, being a symbol of both wealth and Islamic governance. Bruneians generally lead a relatively high standard of living, enjoying free healthcare, education, and significant government benefits. The country's social system is underpinned by the principles of respect for the monarchy, Islamic teachings, and community well-being. Environment and wildlife. Brunei's tropical climate and diverse ecosystems support a rich variety of flora and fauna. The country is home to tropical rainforests that contain many species of birds, reptiles, and mammals, some of which are unique to Borneo. Among these is the endangered proboscis monkey, which is native to Brunei and parts of Borneo. Brunei has made efforts to preserve its natural heritage, establishing protected areas like the Ulu Temburong National Park, which offers an untouched environment of rainforests and wetlands. This park is part of the country's ecotourism appeal, with a focus on environmental sustainability. Conclusion. Brunei is a small, yet prosperous, country that enjoys a high standard of living, political stability, and immense wealth from its natural resources. As an absolute monarchy, the Sultan wields great power, and the government's close control of the economy has led to a relatively peaceful and prosperous society. While challenges remain, such as the reliance on oil and gas exports, Brunei has used its wealth to build a future-focused economy and preserve its natural and cultural heritage.